So, welcome to today's video. I wanted to share my Christmas presents I've got from my husband, and he gifted me a big pile of coloring books from Japan, which I had on my wish list for a very long time. Yeah, let's start, I would say, with the Kusugai's coloring book that travels through the seasons from Noriko and Yuki Nishimura. And this one came out a few weeks after I ordered the first of their books last year, which is the travel the travel coloring book of the Kusu Town General Store. That's the English title. I think probably because they've seen so many people from outside of Japan buying this. This book now has not only the title translated into English, but also the title of the pages as well. I absolutely love the style of this book. Since I first seen it, I always wanted to have it. I'm normally, when I draw myself, I'm not someone who is good with buildings. So I was super surprised when I realized that I absolutely love to see buildings in coloring books and coloring them, because of course here this fantasy style is just amazing to look at and to color, and there are so many possibilities with fantasy buildings. Yeah, it's just such a beautiful book, and we have the original artworks in here as well, and the same goes for the new book. The theme here is of course the seasons, so we have different styled ones for different seasons and different areas of the world. Like I said, we now have the translation of the title, which is nice. That is one of my absolute favorites because it has the desert in it, and yeah, we were to the Sahara. I mentioned that multiple times last year. That was a long time dream of me to go to the desert and yeah, to actually stay a night. We stayed multiple because we wandered traveled through the desert, and it was so amazing. And I loved desert motifs before, but now of course I love them even more, and they are not very a lot of books having such desert images, so I'm always happy to see those. We also have of course the beautiful artwork in here. And when I ordered the first book last year, I was tempted with the postcard book, but I thought normally the postcard books are just featuring images that are already in the books as well, even the whole page or a part of the page. And I thought I saved myself the money and not buying it. But this time I looked up some of the images in here on Amazon, and they didn't seem familiar. I looked in my book and I couldn't find those images. There were images that were maybe similar but not identical. So that's why I thought, okay, this time I want to have it. And we have always a postcard of the original artwork and one to color. And the paper is very, very thick cardstock-like, but has a little bit a rougher surface than the others. The others have a nice thick paper as well. but and I know from other colorists that they worked in those book already with watercolor, so that will work. But I imagine here on that paper that could work really, really good with watercolors. I, of course, haven't tried, and I haven't seen anyone have the postcard book, I think. So yeah, I wanted to share that those images are definitely different. I want to upload flip throughs to all of them, but with time. But if there is some book which you are especially interested, or some books, then just let me know in the comments, and I would try to do a flip through of those and prioritize them in uploading. So then I've got a lot of the Tokimiku coloring book series. I sadly missed one. I oversaw that when I was searching for all those. So which has these round-shaped, seasoned themed images I don't have so far, but yeah, I still have it on my wish list. So maybe for my birthday, or which will be next month, or someone else, I will get it. So surprisingly to me, I thought these were smaller, but the height is the same as the General Town store books. It is just, as you can see, those are a little bit shorter, but they are definitely bigger than I originally thought they are. And they are really, really adorable, cute. So this one translates to, I have the translation in German, so I have to retranslate it in English, like travel sketches of the field mouse, Yurui. Don't know if field mouse is an actual word. Probably this kind of mice have a different name in English, but that's what the German name of the mouse is, and I could now, of course, only translate it. So we have definitely here different seasoned themed images. We do have pages where we have some smaller images which we could color individually, some smaller images as a whole, or like big full pages with a lot of lots of details. We do have these chapter pages, so the books are, I think all of them are separated in chapters, and this has different seasons, so we have a chapter for each season, and the images are super cute. I can't wait to start. I have seen people coloring in those books with watercolors. The paper is nice and seems really good quality, so the surface is not too smooth on those, so I guess the like also with the General Town store books, that colored pencils will work also super well on them, I hope. As far as I know, I've never touched, so far I haven't touched any of those books, and those are, I think I have one or two more Japanese books, but so far I haven't touched any of them. I haven't worked in any of them, and but all I do know is that from other colorists, in general, the Japanese, oh, I'm really sorry, I have to do my phone in silent. Sorry about that. That the Japanese coloring books have a very good paper quality. That's what I heard from a lot of other colorists. So then I have this one here. Those books in the Tokimiku series have different artists. This one is by an artist called Mona. And this one translates to something like with my friend, the squirrel, different citizens of the antique city. So here we do have the lines in a sepia color, which I absolutely love, because that is something when I do draw myself, I mostly do my outlines with a sepia color. And when you have pages like that, double pages even with so many details, which will take ages. This one is in general super detailed, more detailed than some of the others. And we do have a little bit of more, I would say, of course not completely realistic, but the animals look a little bit more realistic in this one than in others. And yeah, you can see we also have different seasons here, like this Christmas market and winter. And here it looks more like summer, spring. So we do have a lot of different styles and sceneries of, yeah, basically everyday life. Cute little houses. I love houses. Or I love these street sceneries as well. Yeah, like this one. That's really, really beautiful. And yeah, we also have chapters here. And a map for the whole area where this book takes place. And they do have like little stories in those books, which is very cute, I think. So this one here is from an artist called Moko. And this is definitely very story-like. It has the little cat called Picket and the little what's it called? Stoat. It's part of the weasel family, little stoat, and its name is Blanca. And it translates to cat. Oh gosh, what's that called in English? Like a store for everything. There's a German word which is basically named like a mixed everyday life store kind of thing. And the magic keys. We have some magic keys in here. We also have some basic let's craft stuff in the end. And yeah, we do have some pages like that where we have some more like simpler pages. And we do have also these pages, a lot of pages with these magical doors, which are very detailed. And yeah, basically the whole story with the magic keys and the magical stones through the book, also with sepia colored lines. And I have some crystals in this book, which I absolutely love because I really, really love crystals. I love them in real life, but I also love to draw and color them. Like here, the crystal cave and those here. It's so beautiful because basic shapes of crystals are often very simple, but because of their translucency and that they break light in different ways, they are not really easy to color. And I'm very fascinated by the mix of simple and difficult when drawing and coloring crystals. It's so cute here. And I do love like this chemical or magical stuff in coloring books or like astronomy things. We do have something like that in Words of Wonder and Secret Rooms from Jenna Basford as well, like this magic room stuff. And I do love pages like that. Yeah, we do have a lot of cute stuff in here. The animals here are definitely more on the simpler side in comparison to the other one, but it is still a very, very cute book, and I can't wait to work in it. Then we have the bunny book from Courtoli, which translates to bunny fairy tale fantasy. At least that's what it translates from Japanese to German. And here we have more, it's not really dark black, it's more like a super dark gray kind of outlines, which is, I think, a little bit nicer. I do love more like dark gray or sepia also in outlines than harsh black. And we do have very different, also to different season. We have this double page thread with the deserts or cakes designed by the like this, what's that called in English? Star signs, like Pisces, Cancer, and so on, which is cute. We have pages that are rather simple and pages that are full of details. Nice mix in those books. We also have these different chapters here. That's a thing in all of these. The only thing that's totally confusing me is this page and this page. I mean, the thick lines are not my cup of tea, but in this page, it's at least constant enough that you can say, okay, these glass windows are with the thick lines and the stuff around it have thinner lines, but I have no clue what happened here, that we have partially thick lines and not. The page itself is such a beautiful page, and it will be so hard probably to get this page done without these thick lines later on showing. So we probably will have to cover the lines with like an acrylic marker or so that we will make them in different colors so that the thickness will not show. That's the only one in all the books, but yeah, I absolutely have no clue why it is like that. Really sad about that. We do have some jewels and some crystals here as well, and something like that. I absolutely love these little worlds in like glass bottles or so, and we have it here in a crystal, which is awesome. And yeah, I do love scenes like that. So I also love underwater stuff. So yeah, lots of pages that I will absolutely would love to color. Then I have this one from Pochi, which translates to Midnight Tea Party with the, what's that called? Stuffed animals? The things that kids have. Yeah, you can see that aren't real animals in this book, but yeah, they all have these stitch lines. And yeah, we do have some calendar you can make yourself in the back, and we do have these darker gray lines again. We have the boy and his stuffed animal friends in different adventures, and we also do have a nice mixture here of more easy read pages and more complicated ones. But of course the animals here are, because it's stuffed animals, more simple in design, so not so hard, because you don't have to try to color it with realistic fur or so. Then we have, I think that's the newest one, so as far as I know, that was released I think around a half year ago or so, or a few months, and it's one of, I think, two that already have an English title. It's from Very Berry, and it is Rabbits in Nostalgic Japanese Scenery. Those are all these cute bunnies in the books, and they show basically with these, it looks like a very dark umber because it has like a brownish but also a little bit of greenish touch, the outlines. And we see them basically in everyday life scenes, everyday lives, but also special events like here making mochi, probably around the New Year, which is, I think mochi eating is something traditional to New Year in Japan. And we do have these chapter-like pages. Okay. Well, today is ringing day. And we do have, yeah, like I said, everyday scenes, but also like from everyday's life, which we have in Western, but also traditional Japanese festivals and events like praying in the temple and stuff like that, which is really, really cute. So now to the last 3 books, I think. This one is translated to something like My Little Wood Friends, and traveled through fairy tales from Sayuri Kobayashi. And this one has more, yeah, like dark gray, blackish lines. And we also have here the mixture of very detailed or some smaller. We have these everyday scenes. I adore the little hedgehog. That is so cute, that one. Like here, that one is so cute on the wet towel. Such a cute image. And yeah, we do have, like I said, those everyday life scenes, but we do have fairy tale scenes as well, because it's like they do a reenactment of some fairy tales, like here with Cinderella. We have the pumpkin, what is it called, coach, and the glass slipper, for example. So we do also have some different seasons here with the wintry themed, and here on the water theme, and here like something more simpler with the dresses. Oh, that one is also so cute. Really like that one. Yeah, like here Alice in Wonderland, or here we have some pirates, and we do have some, those are also like Halloween pages. I don't know why. I'm not particularly a fan of Halloween, but those Halloween pages are often a little bit, yeah, have things I really like. I like pumpkins, and I like moon and night skies, and we have that often in, or lanterns and stuff like that. So where is it? There we have 1001 Night, some like the genie, Aladdin with the flying carpet, Puss in Boots, Dorothy, the Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, so Wizard of Oz, and Jack and the, oh God, what's it in English? Bean, magic bean, something. So yeah, different fairy tales and everyday themes with this group of animal friends. And honestly, that's, I always wondered what the English title of this fairy tale is, and it is translated completely different to what it is originally called, because in German it's called Bremer Stadtmusikanten, and which had nothing with friends to do. Bremen, of course, is the city, and it says city musicians. The Bremen city musicians. That is what is called the original version. So I was very surprised to see that the English one is Bremen Friends. So yeah, very cute, like they all are. Then I have the one, that's also one with the English title, Townscapes, Animals, Variety Goods, Cakes, Flowers, Cooking, and 5 beers. And the funny thing is that this arrived double, so I have a second copy of that. I would have loved to get the Ice Bear one, a second copy, because that's my favorite. So we ordered only one, but we got 2. So that's why I thought I will start with this one, because I do have a second copy from that one. And yeah, we also have these dark gray, blackish lines going on here. And we have some food. We have some very detailed scenes, like this double page spread. We also do have smaller ones, more easier ones like those. So just different. That's yeah, I think that's the title page, but here are flowing lanterns. That is something I really would love to see one day in real life. Those aren't allowed in Germany, so you will never see them. And I live in an historical old town where all fireworks and stuff are strictly forbidden because of these very, very old half-timbered houses. They are made of clay with straw and animal hair and mixed into the clay. And of course the wood from the half-timbered houses have a lot of wood in it, and those all burn really, really easily. So when we would have a fire in the old town, not only the firefighters from our city would arrive, but from all the city around, because the houses are all built like here, next to each other. There are very few houses like ours that are free. We are only connected to one side to the neighbor's barn, but the rest of our house is free. But normally all the houses are next to each other. So if one burns, the fire spread like wild to the others, and that would of course endanger the whole old town. So that's why when we would have a fire, there would like 20 different cities around us would arrive with their firefighters. And the people, we had a very evil fire in the 30 Years' War in the around 1630 or so, where big parts of the city burned down. And yeah, people definitely were very clever back then, because a lot of the houses have the cellars under their houses. They are connected only with a small wall between. So basically, if the houses would burn, back then there weren't any big firefighters. You couldn't really handle those big fires back then. So what they did was made an escape route underneath. So you could go from one cellar, with force the stone wall to the neighboring cellar away, and run through all them to the other end of the street. So normally those are like connected next to each other. Funny, our one is, because it was originally one owner, ours is not connected to the next, but to the one on the other parallel street back in the other end. So we would be able to go underneath and go to the next street if we needed it, which is really funny. I mean, these stone walls are very big. They are big sandstone walls, but you can really put the stones out with some force if it would have been needed. And that's how they could survive a big fire and escape those really strongly burning houses, because like I said, if a house like that burns, it is still very hard with modern firefighters and those systems we have to fight fire nowadays. But back then, where they only had buckets and water and stuff, you couldn't save those houses. Those would completely burn to the ground, and all of the inhabitants would burn with it. So of course they needed some way to escape the houses, and that's how they did it, which is very clever, I think. So that is my favorite. Maybe when I do someday in the future order the one of the series I do not have, maybe then will some new parts of the series be released as well. I don't know, but this is probably one where I really will possibly buy a second copy someday in the future. That's my absolute favorite. That's the Ice Bear one, which translates to Ice Bear's Adventure Ship Cruise from Yuki Shiratori. And we do have those blackish grayish lines. It's not really a true black because it feels a little bit off, not as dark and saturated, so it's more like a very dark gray, which I definitely do prefer. And we have somewhere, I think here in the end, we do have this here. There we have a little map, and we have these different islands which all have a different theme, like the one with the crystals. We do have the spooky town, we have the wintry one, the jungle, and the cloud one, and the underwater castle. And that's exactly what we will find in the book. The Ice Bear and his friends in these different areas, like the Cloud World or Cloud Island here, and underwater scenes. This one is really cute. Looks like a whale shark, which I absolutely love. You don't see those often in coloring books, but I absolutely love whale sharks, especially since we had the chance to swim with them. That was in 2012 on our honeymoon. It was really awesome. And yeah, we do have a lot of crystal pages in here, which of course, like I said, I absolutely love crystals, and this crystal tortoise is so cute. And I do love that they have some different crystals, not only the basics, but different shapes. At least in some places. Oh, this crystal cave. That would take ages, but I definitely will color it someday. Yeah, where they transport the crystals into the town. Yeah, and we do have here the spooky. I do like that they have sometimes these little images, because you could like just say not the whole page, but you just color one of those and you feel like you have completed a complete artwork. Not a whole page, but you have finished a piece at least. And that I don't know how you feel, you can tell me, but I would be interested in how this is for you. But whenever you complete a whole page, I feel very satisfied. But I also get this satisfaction when I just do like a whole art piece that isn't a whole page, but an image by itself, like this one here, for example. Yeah, they're so cute. Little fox mages. That's with the spooky town. It's also very cute. There's so many cute pages. We have these jungle pages here, and start of the journey with some star constellation thing. And I also like shells, which was very interesting because I found like this kind of shells a lot in the Sahara, which are very, very old, of course, from back when the Sahara was an ocean, but they look completely new. You sometimes, but it's harder, can find such a shell form as well. I didn't find one, but one of the other people with us in the group found one, which was completely closed as well, completely intact, like for don't know how many million years. That's so strange and beautiful. Yeah, really, really like this one. Definitely my personal favorite of the Tokimeko series. And yeah, like I said, the general store, the postcard book and the 2 books are so beautiful. I'm so damn grateful I got those as a present, and I had them on my wish list for ages, and I'm super happy, and I can't wait to start a page. And if you have one of those books and want to do a body color, please let me know. And yeah, I would absolutely love to hear if you have some of those books, which are your favorite, or do you don't have any of those books, but maybe always wanted one of those, or now after the video say there were some which you are interested in. I would love to hear which one way are your personal favorites. And yeah, thank you so much for watching as always, and I really hope the video was interesting and maybe also a little helpful. And as always, a thumbs up or a follow is very, very appreciated. Thank you so much for that, because it really helps me in the channel so much. And I really hope you have an absolute wonderful day, and to see you someone soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye, take care.